Okay, it says it's live. Yay! I wonder if it actually is or not. I guess I'm going to find out. I'm also going to find out whether or not this is going to work. The picture looks a little brighter, I think, on this, which is one thing, but it tends not to work too well. I'm going to give it a try, just to see what happens, because I am genuinely curious. So, that will be that. At least it uploaded my thumbnail. So that much works. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. And I don't think the cat is too thrilled with the idea of a live stream, so he just disappeared. Of course, he's been in here all day, so I think he's probably had enough of that. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. That's new. I think it was there last week, too, but it was not there the last time I did this. At least on a permanent basis. Okay, that's useless. I can't use that to do that. Well, still gotta get this set up because I've been busy with everything. So, it's been kind of a crappy day, to be honest with you. I had to go into work this morning for like basically an hour. It was the stupidest thing ever. And it's going to be like that every Friday from basically here on out. For the next 4 months, at least. And it sucks. I hate it. But what are you going to do? It's too late to change it now. One of these things ought to work. So I'm going to monitor here. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I need to do a DVD too. Yikes. Almost forgot about that. Unless I still have the Linux distro DVD from the last time I tried using it. I might. Probably don't, but I might. I'll have to look. I know I've got a Linux distro on a DVD, but I don't know if it's the Linux distro. So, if you're wondering about this, because you probably have no idea what this is a Compaq Presario, what's the model on that? S5000NX or something like that. It's just got a crappy Celeron 2.5 in it, and the board is limited, I believe, to 400 megahertz front-side bus processors, or at least that'd be my guess. Might be able to take 533s, but I don't really care. It's only socket 478, so what I'm probably going to just end up doing is pulling that board out. I've got an another one of those Intel boards sitting downstairs. I'll probably just use that. Of course, I need another heatsink, CPU heatsink for that, because my crappy Intel plastic pushpin cooler is broken. One of the pins broke on it. What a surprise. Those things have got to be easily the worst things that anybody has ever devised. I'm getting power cords right now on the other side of the room. But this is just one of many computer projects for this weekend. There's a long list of them. Like, really long list of them. So, alright. Get that out of the way. And I got a couple of power cords. Alright. Oh, I need a keyboard and a mouse too, don't I? Yes, I do. I'm actually going to use this keyboard first. Even though I think it doesn't work any longer. This is my Model M lookalike Keytronic keyboard. I had it on my KVM switch and was using it for that. And then I changed my stream encoder computer. You may be able to see down there. I changed that machine. And it had a card reader in it originally that didn't seem to be working properly. So I went to go use the CF card adapter, the CF card portion of it, and that let out magic smoke. which kind of sucked. That was a panic moment. I really did think I blew the USB controller on that board. That would have been about my luck, but I didn't. What I did notice is that my keyboard no longer responded on the KVM switch, which is an issue. So much for that, I guess. I'm going to find out if it still works. If it doesn't, then, well, I can't throw it in the trash. Well, I could, but the trash has already been picked up. That was today. So it won't be going out this week. I got a bunch of stuff I need to get rid of, take it to scrap and all that mess. List a couple things for sale. The picture definitely does look brighter on this. I had a couple people complain about the video lighting the last time I did one of these, so that's why I keep mentioning it. Of course, this thing's got an issue with pixelations and whatnot. We'll see if it actually crops up again or not. I think it's as the thing gets warm, it starts to degrade the quality. Okay. So then I need to plug in the monitor to the computer. It does not. It uses an add-on video card. So let me do that. I can't see what I'm doing. So now what we'll do. Well, what I will do is I'll find my glasses so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Put them over there. That's not a really good place for them. Okay. I hate how the user experience of all these Android phones. Did I just say that? Oh well. I hate how the UX on these things is completely different depending upon which one you get. It's really terrible. So let's see if this is going to work. Probably not. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to share a link. Should probably look for the DVD. That might be a good idea. Instead of wasting time trying to do this. I'm sure nobody's going to be paying attention to it. I have 2 viewers, so I wonder who actually is here. You could post in the chat. I know one of them is me, so I guess I have 1 viewer, because I'm not really watching my own stream. Well, I am. I'm making sure it doesn't look like crap. But honestly, I don't think there's much I'm going to be able to do about that anyway. Okay, what's the URL on this? Oh, it's got one of these characters in it. That is so annoying. I wish they'd make it easy to tell between lowercase l and the uppercase I, because it's really difficult. Kind of stupid that they haven't managed to do that, even though it's, what, the year 2018? 2019? I'm still in the mindset that it's the year 2018, so I'm probably going to keep using it for a couple more weeks, and then I'll figure it out. Or maybe I won't figure it out, and by the time I actually do figure it out, it will be 2020. The year of end of support for Windows 7. Not that I really care. I'm still going to be using it on a regular basis. I still have Windows XP on a couple machines on a regular basis in my low-end radio studio. Well, I have one of them, but there's only one of them left. But that one's probably not going to change, because I have a feeling that Windows 7 wouldn't even run on that. The Shuttle X PC, that probably would, but I don't think the user experience would be too great. Okay, let me find my DVD. Or a DVD. Hopefully I don't have to burn one, because that's going to take forever. Okay, well, those won't be on that. I have a stack of DVDs here, but those aren't going to help me, because those are not rewritable. Actually, no, these are software CDs. Let's see, I see DVD RWs. Where did all of my... Okay, well, there's a DVD here. It looks like it's got something on it. Maybe I'll give this one a try first. I'll see if I can actually find where all of my rewritable DVDs are. Because apparently they've all disappeared. Oh, they are on this spindle. Okay. I thought I had more than that. Of course, I've had to pitch a bunch of these because they've died. These Maxell... These things, these Maxell DVD minus RW discs. They were great when they were new, but now they got an issue where they will only burn at 1x speed. And the resulting disc is junk. So, yeah, I don't think I've got any other... I swear I did. Maybe I am missing. I think I am missing a couple because I could swear to you that I had a couple of DVD minus RWs that have burned. This should be all CDs. That is all CDs. Okay, well, whatever. There's not much I can do about that. It's probably in some computer somewhere, to be honest. Or in a stack somewhere else. Actually, it could be right here. Much of my DVDs fell off the... Oh, that one just did, too. Bunch of my DVDs fell on the floor. Windows 10? Ew! Get out of here. Okay, that's Windows 8. I don't even know what's on this. I guess I will have to put that into something and find out. And then here's the other one. Which doesn't look like it's got a lot on it. These are, of course, rewritable. Maybe I'll find out what's on that, too. But I'm going to try this one first. Of course, what I have to do first is plug in the computer, and I got to plug in the phone. So I guess I'll be back in just a minute. Because I got to go get the charge cable for it. You sound a little under the weather stuffed. No, I don't get sick. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm not. So I guess there's that. Okay, well, there it is. Of course, it's all tangled up. I'd love to know how this kind of thing happens. When you put something into a bag and it's perfectly straight, come back to it and it's in all kinds of funny knots. Really quite irritating. Whatever. Okay, let me plug this in so that way it doesn't die halfway through the broadcast, because that would be about my luck. And I gotta open up some outlets. Still haven't even, it's been about, what, 16 minutes, and I still haven't managed to get to anything useful. Okay, that's plugged in. Now, power cords. Yeah, I'm sure it's all like pixelated and crap. Well, it doesn't look too bad, really, but I'm sure as soon as I move it, it's going to start looking terrible. Okay, thread this power cord around the tripod. And I'm going to plug in the monitor first, so that way if the computer decides it's going to auto power on, at least I'll have a monitor. I'm still convinced this keyboard doesn't work. Is this monitor even working? There we go. Because, like I said, it was on the KVM switch. I had a computer with a USB card reader that blew up in my face, and the keyboard stopped working on the KVM switch. So I'm sure that this keyboard's no good. But is that going to stop me from trying it? Do you really think that's going to stop me from trying it? Do I even need to answer that? I'm not going to, because I think you can answer it for yourself, but... Well, whatever. Let's plug it in. There's no on-off switch on the back of this. So it is going to do what I think it's going to do, and it's going to just power itself on. GeFarce FX5200. Oh, crap. I forgot. One thing needs to be done first. I need to change the optical drive. Because it's only got a CDRW in it. That's kind of useless. At least for this, it won't read a DVD. Unless it's one of those special ones that will read a DVD. Some of them can. But I've never actually had one that could. Fortunately, I've got all kinds of DVD drives sitting around, so that's not going to be a problem. These ones are missing their jumpers. Oh, that's brilliant. There it is, LG DVD-ROM. I'll just use this one. I don't need a DVD burner. Maybe I will use a DVD burner. I'll see if these work. I doubt it. I think they got blown tray belts like these crappy LG drives always do. Hello. Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. These are heavy. Holy crap. You don't realize how heavy they are until you pick them up. I think I got one of these in beige. I had it in the, it was in that Power Macintosh, and I replaced the optical drive of the Power Macintosh, because the problem with these is that they have the flush-mounted button here, and that does not work in a Power Macintosh, so can't use that. Now I wonder, am I going to have to pull the faceplate off of this? I hope not. I think I'm going to probably have to pull the faceplate off of this machine. And it's going to fall over anyway, so put it down on its side, so now you can't see anything. Isn't that nice? Put that somewhere, and then I can lift up this tripod just like this. Like I was saying, I don't know what it is about these LG DVD drives, but they constantly blow their tray belts. I think these ones are okay. I think maybe the drawer gets stuck. I don't remember. Why does everybody keep asking me to show my face on camera? You don't want to look at that. Nobody deserves that kind of torture, I tell you. It's not like I haven't showed my face on camera before. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull this thing off. That's annoying. I was hoping not to have to do that, because this one is rather difficult to get off. Okay, well, I said it was rather difficult to get off, and it really wasn't. It was the first time, but I guess it's not the second time. And now that's probably going to fall over like a boss. Yep. And it's got all 4 screws in it. Lovely. This is taking too long. I've now got only about 40 minutes to do this. I love how as soon as I said that I wasn't going to show my face on camera, people disappeared. You need to see my face on camera. I don't have enough room in here to be able to do that anyway. You know, I'd have to put the tripod all the way on the other side of the room. I can't even put it all the way on the other side of the room because that table is full. So I'd have to put it on top of the CRT on my main computer and then face it down. You wouldn't even be able to see any of what I'm working on. So what a pain in the ass. Seriously. These screws are in there rather tight. So maybe I should actually show it on camera. Now is when I'm going to lose a screw in the abyss on the floor. Well, the floor isn't too bad right now. I mean, it could be better, but it certainly has been worse. So I probably wouldn't lose it. This area of the floor is actually clear. Clear area of floor? Holy crap. Of course, my idea of clear is that I can see some square inches of carpet. So, magnetic dishes for screws. I had one of those. I have no idea where it went. I think somebody borrowed it. And then didn't bring it back. What a surprise. Yes, you can actually see. In fact, I will prove that to you. Look at this. Square inches of carpet are visible. Right there. All over here. Of course, there's a plate on the floor. I'm probably going to step on that and break it. You didn't come here to see that. Rotate device. No thank you. That was weird. Yeah, you better not go into portrait mode. I'll be rather annoyed by that. I'm going to try and install this optical drive. It's taken me about 5 minutes to put an optical drive in a computer. That is ridiculous. Of course, this is the kind of thing I'd edit out of a normal video because it's not really worth watching, but this isn't a normal video, so I can't edit it out unless I download the live stream, edit it, and then re-upload it, but that's not really fun or anything like that, so not going to be doing that. I hope this drive works because I'm really not envious of having to pull this all the way back out again. I have a power supply that I could probably use to test it first, but well, you only live once, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just blithely assume that it works because I have it sitting on the floor, so it probably works. Maybe the Joe George just gets stuck. I don't know. They were free drives, so I guess I can't really ask for much. Actually, well, maybe you wouldn't. I don't think that video has been made public, but I found a couple of black case Process computers at work, picked them up. These drives came out of those. They're not original to the machines. Those machines had 2 drives in them. DVD-ROM and these things. I'm not sure why they had 2 optical drives in them, because they were used to communicate with the VMware Horizon backend. So they really weren't even used for anything local. So, like I said, I'm not really sure why they had optical drives in them in the first place, because they really weren't going to need them. And not only that, they came from the factory with one, which in and of itself, not replacing or not removing that would have been one thing, but putting in another one, I really don't understand the point of that. And a burner, too. You know, why would you put a burner in a machine that isn't going to use a reader, let alone a burner? I don't know. So, let's see. Let me try and put this back into place, so that at least the computer doesn't look like crap. Slap the computer because it's been bad. Okay, it has been bad yet. Oh, man. Well, I can actually power it. Well, I better do this first. I could power it up. Find out if this optical drive works. Yes, it does. Come on. I'll show that thing how to turn it off. Preemptive spanking, yes. That's what that is. Okay. I'm not even going to put the side panel back on because that'd be a waste of time. I just popped out the monitor. So let me put the monitor back. Wow. These cables have now just become a tangled mess. Like I said, put cables nicely, you come back to them, and they're a tangled mess. What a disaster zone. I swear. Like, look at this. How do you zoom on this? I guess you zoom like that. Not that it'll ever focus on it. Look at that crap. How does that even happen? I don't get it. Check signal cable. Well, I'll check it later. I fix the power for the computer itself, which auto powers. I should probably fix that. I think it's set to auto power on, and it really needs to not be set to auto power on. Or maybe it's just because I unplugged it the last time I had it on. Maybe I'll change that. Well, after I install Linux on this, I'll change that. I'll power itself up. My keyboard did not respond to me, you know? I didn't see any of the lights come on. Of course, some of the lights don't even work. Yeah, the keyboard works. Just let me get into setup. Press F1 to setup. Seagate 80 gigabyte hard drive, 1 gig of RAM, blah blah blah. My key is missing for the left arrow. That's useless. I wonder where that went. I know there's a key sitting on the floor somewhere over here. I wonder if that's the key. Of course, what I could just do is the incredibly heathenist thing to do. That is... Oh, there's my numlock. I could pull that... That's not even going to come off. Okay. There was a key on the floor. There it is. I just can't see it. Steal the scroll lock key. I could steal the scroll lock key. Or I could just get this one that's on the floor. If I can actually get to it. Alright, what's this? Ah, there's my arrow key. That's funny. Actually, I don't think this is... What the hell is this? This is the down arrow key. But it doesn't matter. Now you can see... Celeron 2.5. Well, it kind of is a Model M. Not really, but kind of. So, zoom that back out. Wow, it doesn't even look like crap yet. Well, maybe it does when I do the zooming effect. Whatever. What was I going to do? Well, I wanted to check and see. Stay off. Yeah, so much for that, huh? And it's probably because the CMOS is dead. Okay, let me put this disk in the drive. Yeah, this drive is not going to work. I don't want to be pressing and banging it every single time I want to use it. That's always a little unnerving when you save an exit setup. Actually, when you exit setup, period, the system restarts like that. I wonder if it'll actually read the disk first, or if it's going to try and boot Windows. Assuming Windows is still on this drive, which I suppose it is. My hard drive light is on solid. You know, I didn't even notice. Hold on a second. Yeah, there, it just rebooted itself again. I didn't even notice the drive show up on the bus, so that's kind of a little unnerving. Yeah, it's not even showing up. And they're both set to auto, so... Okay, that's weird. Let me check that. I'm probably not even going to get to the Linux install in this video trying to get this working. You know, realistically speaking. So, why do you suppose this is not working? I bet it's missing the jumper. Which was the reason why I didn't use that DVD-ROM drive. Yep, it is missing the jumper. Wow! Why are these drives missing jumpers? Who is stealing jumpers from my drives? Does this one down here have one? Well, this one has one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm going to take the one off of that and put it on this. Oh, can I do this in situ? Is that a thing? I don't know what I would have borrowed this jumper for. But it is not going to work without that, so get that out of the way so I can at least try and do this. Mary's not involved. She's like on the throne or something. I don't know. That's probably cable select. I don't really care because it's going to be the only thing on that optical drive channel anyway. I'll give that a shot. That should work at least a little better. Ammonia, huh? Isn't that what makes cat piss stink so bad? I think it is. So it's a wonder they use it in cleaning products. But, well, I didn't make any of them, so, and they didn't ask me when they did make them. Power that up again. That's a little better. I don't have a solid light on anymore. I probably should actually take out... Yeah, that is definitely working a little better. Just a little. Is it going to boot? Probably not, because my life is a comedy. It is still reading the drive, and it's out of focus, which is awesome. Okay, what Linux is this? Solid X. Well, that really isn't the distro I wanted. I think what's on this is actually Q4OS, which is also not what I want. But I think I'm going to install Solid X on this anyway, because it didn't work on the laptop I tried installing it on. So I guess I'm going to see if it'll work on this. I suspect it will. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. When was this optical drive made? July 2004. Well, it is sterile, so at least that's what I've heard. I've heard they use it in the army. Are you kidding me? 64-bit. Blah. That is annoying. Why did I download 64-bit? I guess it's... Yeah, I forgot about that. These Socket 478 CPUs are not 64-bit. So that's kind of annoying. That means I'm going to have to boot something else. So maybe I'll burn... I was going to put Fedora Linux on this. Well, they're ejected. So maybe I'll boot something first. And then I will go ahead and use the actual distro that I want to use. I'm pretty sure this is Q4OS. That's why it looks like there isn't anything on it. It's probably not unlike how back then people could stand the smell of cigarettes more than they can now. Of course, the cigarette deal has more to do with the fact that they put way too many chemicals in them these days. Of course, back then everybody smoked. So let's see. I have the DVD drive. You can't see what I'm doing, but you can at least see the computer, and the computer should be doing something interesting. I don't even have to watch it, because I can just watch it on the live stream. Okay. Oh, hold on a minute. That is not... That's not Q4OS. I don't think there is a way to treat jellyfish stings, to be honest with you. And that is something I never want to have to experience. Are you kidding me? That's 64-bit too? Well, that's annoying. Do I have anything in here that isn't 64-bit? Well, Linux Mint 19 isn't, but I don't want to use Linux Mint 19. I want... Yep, that's also 64-bit. Damn it. Oh, man. Manjaro. I've heard that's crap now, so maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Open Mandriva LX. I don't think that's even supported anymore. I'm trying to find a decent distro. There's Kubuntu, but those are 64 bits. That isn't going to work. Of course, 64-bit would work if I would change the optical drive, but... Or change the optical... Change the CPU, or change the motherboard, put a new CPU in it. Chalet OS is not supported anymore. Well, here's an older version of Fedora. Fedora Live Desktop i686. That's probably not going to work either because it's got the 686 kernel, which requires physical address extension, which I am 100% sure this doesn't have. Image burn is telling me Pikachu. Okay, whatever. That's rather interesting. I told it to select an image. Is there something here I can boot? Well, there is a disk over there with Q4OS Orion on it. That should be bootable. Theoretically. Where'd that thing go? Fedora Linux, Fedora Live Desktop. I wanted to use LXQT, but so much for that. Yeah, I bet this isn't going to work. Hold on a minute. Let's look for... There's Solus. There it is. Solid X 8. Well, it's version 8, but whatever. We'll use version 8, and I'll see if I can upgrade it later on. Probably can't, but... It'll at least be something, and I only have about 20 minutes, so I don't have time to do all of this. As I try to break my foot on this stupid side panel for the computer. Wow, that made a mess. I wonder if I can show this without having 400 people tell me that there's plates on my floor. Which I know because I can see them, by the way. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Look at this. The zoom on this thing is way too strong. What a mess. If I could clean that up while I'm waiting for this disc to burn. There's plates on your floor. Yeah, whatever. If you really care about it so much, why don't you come here and clean them up? So, I don't think anybody's going to take me up on that offer. I'm not going to be able to because they won't be able to find me. Ha ha ha. Suckers. Okay. Writing lead-in. This is the slowest process ever, burning a DVD. I'm waiting, what am I waiting? This weekend is going to be a big computer weekend, I tell you what. Got a 5 1/4 inch, I actually got two 5 1/4 inch floppy drives to replace, but I'm going to have to repair one because I've only got one replacement drive. Probably going to work on 486, get that working properly with the SCSI card again. Of course, the SCSI card has to come out of the NEC, which means I got to transfer data. Blah, I hate transferring data. So annoying. That's going to take 8 minutes to do. Are you kidding me? I don't even have time for this. Huh. Wow, what a piece of junk. At least it's managing to burn at the full 2x. Unlike most of my other optical drives, which don't even bother to work. I'm running out of drink. I'm talking too much. That's going to take way too long. So I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to actually boot something. I'm sure I have a disk here somewhere with some decent Linux distro on it. I have this. Q4OS Orion, so I can at least... Because what I'm really interested to know is whether or not the wireless card on this thing is actually working. I was going to say who drinks beer on a live stream, but I think I don't want to know the answer. Because I'll probably find it's more people than I think. I would love to know how this thing manages to get so unbelievably out of focus. Well, I was meaning more so in a YouTube live stream. Beep. Alright. Classic install, which I believe boots to a live desktop. Well, some system fan just slowed down. Oh, it's an installer. I thought that had a live desktop on it. Maybe the other one does. Actually, no, the other one wasn't even Q4OS. So, yeah, you probably would. Well, I'll install something. This will at least be somewhat useful. Maybe next week I'll revisit this. Camcorder just fell on the floor. That was great. Probably because I moved it. Okay. let me fix that. Otherwise it would drive me nuts. I'll at least get something installed. Because that was all I really wanted to do. I wanted to see if the wireless card will work. And I wonder what it would do, thinking about that, I wonder what it would do if I were to remove the video card after installing it. Because I'm going to have to anyway, because the new machine, or the new board, if I do end up putting it in there, has one PCI slot. Unless it's got more than... I think it's only got one. And I think the other issue with that is that it's got no IDE controller on it. Of course, I have serial ATA optical drives. It's not a big deal, but what I don't have is a power supply that I can put in here that has... Okay, that's not totally true. I do have one that does. I think. It's an interesting problem. I gotta put in a password. Well, screw it. I'm not keeping this distribution anyway, so... Now we should begin the install process. Well, actually, it'll begin the disk selection process, and then it will install. Sold a printer yesterday. It was great, so I now have more space in here to put things. I've already used it to get a bunch of machines off my floor. I'm just blithely say that everything is going to be good. I'll have to go look at that Intel board, but I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it does not have an IDE controller on board. Which, when you think about it, is kind of bloomin' stupid. Of course, that said, I have another system that I rescued that's got an Intel board in it. I could see if that board works. And I know that that one's going to be another one of those DQ35JO boards. And those do have IDE controllers on them, so could use that. Of course, I can guarantee you that it doesn't work. Especially when you consider that the computer looks like it had some kind of chemical sprayed on it. It's got corrosion and rust all over it. Then again, the last time I found one of those systems that had all kinds of rust all over it, the inside was remarkably clean. Remember that Pentium build that I was going to try and do in a live stream? I should revisit that. My heatsink never arrived, so I just complained to him and got my money back. Went through the seller, too. The seller was very cooperative, which is good, because I was really not looking forward to have to go through eBay for that. Even though eBay always really sides with the buyer. So it wouldn't have been too bad, but I really don't want to have to deal with that if I don't have to. Should probably put this money in my wallet or something. This disc is still burning, by the way. So, yeah, no, there's no way that would have worked. So I need to revisit that. I need to get some angle brackets. I got another project, a home theater PC project. Yeah, say a home theater and use a Pentium 4 and a 17-inch 4x3 monitor as your home theater. Isn't that nice? But it's going to go up on the end of my bed. So that way I can watch YouTube videos in bed. Isn't that a nice idea? And live streams. On the Stereo Dust Particles Network. I think that'll be cool. Maybe I'll put a new board on that computer, too. Because it could probably use it. It's got one of those piece of junk Asus socket 775 boards in it that I'm sure is not long for this world. But it does work. So I guess I can't complain too badly. Well, I could, but I'd be out of line for doing it. I'm probably going to get, you know, a million hate comments for what I'm about to say here, but I got another machine sitting in the closet right now. My original main rig, well, not original, but back in 2005, I had it as a main rig. Purchased brand new, and I'm going to put Windows Vista on it. Because that was what it was running when it was back then. So I'm going to use it as a little nostalgia box. It'll be the only Windows Vista machine I have. So. And I'll probably never use it. Because it's Windows Vista. You don't realize how long and arduous an install process really is until you gotta sit here and talk through the whole thing. I think I see the pixelation starting. Of course, the phone's probably insanely hot. Although, like I said, it at least looks a little better. It's a little brighter and all that. Not by much. Of course, what I'd like to do also, there's another thing. Oh, I want to zoom out, you piece of junk. What I'd like to do is up there in that corner, because it's a black hole up there. It always has been. It doesn't really matter where I put the lights in here. This corner has always been dark. But there are strip lights that you can buy and put on the ceiling. I'm probably going to do that. Oh, it's onto the verification run. I was wondering what that was. Kind of spooked me out for a minute. It's like when my computer's ejecting its optical drive without my input. That's kind of weird. But nope, that's normal. So, yeah, the zoom on this is way too aggressive. So we'll at least get that back into focus. Get some strip lights. Do that. I need to order a keyboard for my craplet, the Acer Switch 110 tablet, because the keyboard is missing, like, how many keys now? Well, it's not missing any more than it was, but it's some of the little rubber domes that were on the missing keys are now starting to come off, and that's kind of useless. And I'd really rather replace that keyboard so that the machine actually looks decent and doesn't look like I'm being violent with it, because I'm not. All I did was drop the frickin' keyboard onto the floor, and I guess it hit something, and it broke. Well, actually, the keys are missing because I had a water bottle that had has a little metal thing on the bottom. Like, the bottom separates from the side thing. I don't really know how to describe it without having it in front of me, but the little bottom piece was bent out a little bit, and of course I didn't realize this, and when I pulled it out of my bag, I ripped a bunch of keys off. That was so annoying. That made me so mad. I was tempted to just throw the water bottle into the trash right then and there, but I didn't, because I kind of need my water when I'm at work, because it's dry as hell there. But the corner of the keyboard assembly is cracked, and one of the screws is missing because I guess it hit something. I don't know what it would have hit, because back then there wasn't anything on the floor in that area. And it broke. What a piece of junk. I would never recommend you buy one of those, because it seemed like a great, such a great purchase when it was new, and it was. There's nothing wrong with the computer unit itself. The keyboard is flimsy as hell, and what was the other big thing? There was another one. There was another thing that I didn't like about that. Well, I made a review video. I don't know if it's been published or not. It probably has, but still remember I still have it, that Compaq Presario 8900 laptop. I dropped my iPod Touch on it, and that broke 4 keys. Yeah, what a piece of crap. Oh, now it's gotta... Oh, I've watched this. It's gonna have to do installs. What a mess. It's not even halfway done yet. Running laptop detect. Popcorn. Yeah, it's not connected to my network. Maybe I should have connected it to my network, to be honest with you. I don't know where my Ethernet cable actually is. Oh, it's over there. It's hiding from me. The process is almost done. I've got like 9 minutes for it to finish. All I want to do is see if the wireless card works. You know, if I had actually gone through with burning that DVD and using that instead of using this, the DVD is still not done. So I would not have had enough time to do that. You still have that thing? Why would you keep that? Of course, it's pretty much the same deal as why the hell would I keep this piece of junk with its Celeron CPU. But the cases are reusable, so that's why I hang on to these old pieces of junk. Put nice new boards with Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600s on them. Although, to be fair, that Intel board that I was talking about earlier, I think it's got a Core 2 Duo... I'm probably going to get it wrong. I think it's like an E6750 or something. I don't remember. I have a bunch of E6400s laying around, but I want to use the faster CPUs. Even though in a test machine it's really not going to matter. I may just put an E6400 in it. Because that's all this is really going to be used for, is just an OS playground. I may sell it later on down the road. Operation completed successfully. Yeah, you're about 20 minutes too late. I don't even think I'm going to be able to get to the first power-up. This is taking forever. And I don't understand why it's got to spin the optical drive up, spin it down again, and spin it all the way back up just to retrieve things. It's so annoying. Why doesn't it just stay at one speed? It's irritating to listen to. And why did it just go out of focus? No, stay in focus, damn it. Hey. Oh, it's not going to focus, huh? There we go. Yeah, this is taking way too long. Probably again because it keeps spinning the disc down and spinning it back up again. Keep it at one speed and read everything. It'd be a lot faster that way. Selling that printer was great, though, because it was still in the box, and the box was taking up so much room. The room that box took up, I've now filled with 3 computer towers. Well, 2.5. No, I guess you could say 3, because that small form factor machine would fit in the same height as well. So that's great. Instead of having being only able to have 1 computer sitting in my closet, I can now have 4 in that stack. Really clears up the floor space. Oh, I gotta work on that server, too. I gotta put the Molex SATA adapter in it that I picked up before I lose the adapter. Or put it into some other project. It's sitting right here. It was in a machine that I'm probably also going to be taking home. With, oh, guess what? A Core 2 Quad Q6600 in it. So, yeah. They were going to throw that away. Can you believe that? 2 Core 2 Quad Q6600s, in fact. 2 machines with Core 2 quads in them. They were going to toss them. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll take those. I could use that kind of stuff. Although, having said that, I don't have a use for them right now. I got to get rid of this stupid HP D530 before I really bring anything else more in here, so... I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a buyer for that, because I can't imagine anybody wants it. It doesn't work. Because of, oh, believe it or not, bad capacitors. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to run over 10 o'clock, so I'm sure that Chris Minister 1 is going to yell at me for going overtime, but you know what? I want a conclusion, you know? I want to get this done. I want to see if that wireless card works. That's the driving force behind this. Of course, if I didn't waste so much time trying to test those other distros with 64-bit kernels on it, I would have been able to get this done. Oh well. Only so much you can do. Hindsight is 20/20. Which is really a bad thing when you think about it, because you keep going back and you keep second-guessing yourself. Or going back and saying, man, I should have done this, or man, I really shouldn't have done that, and all those kinds of things. It's kind of annoying, actually. I wish there was a way to stop that. But I guess it's just human nature. What is taking this thing so long? It's so annoying. You think that in this day and age of multi-core computers and optimization that this would actually be a little bit faster. Of course, this is only a single-core Celeron, so that's probably why it's so slow. At least I know the computer does work. It came to me with, I think I remember mentioning it, it came to me with this disc. Dring. So yeah, I think Chris's show has started. Somebody should go tell him that he's early, damn it. Tell him that I said he started too early. Anyway, I want to see what's on this disc. It had a floppy and this. Of course, the floppy was a cloning program, but I want to see what's on this. It didn't seem to be bootable, whatever it was. Probably somebody's personal data. It might even have pornography on it, so I'm not going to show it on camera. Software CD. I wonder what kind of software is on this CD. Now I'm really curious. User guide. Oh, it's a UPS disk. 51920 tower UPS. Let's see. Yeah, Dell UPSs. Interesting. So I guess that's what that's for. That's a UPS software install CD. Well, that's actually kind of boring. I don't have a Dell UPS. I'll hang on to it, though, because I'm sure that if I get rid of it, then I'll find a Dell UPS and want the software. Wow, it's still only at 92%. 93%. I really hope that the change to night mode doesn't show up. No, it doesn't. Okay, good. All I want to do is see if the wireless card works. It doesn't have an antenna on the back of it, which is why I'm curious whether or not it works. So I'm going to have to buy an antenna. I'm going to still have to buy a heatsink for that Pentium system. I'm going to have to get the keyboard for the laptop, the convertible laptop. There was one other thing I needed to get. Well, I was going to tell you that I needed to get a power supply for the convertible laptop, but as it turns out, I have a power supply for a piece of junk USB hub that doesn't work properly anymore. That'll work just fine. It's half an amp less in terms of rating, but it will actually charge the machine, so I don't really care. But the original power supply for that craplet, this is what it did. I had to fix it because it fell apart, and it didn't fall apart in like a an easily repairable way. No, it fell apart at the strain relief into the power supply. That is so annoying. You can't really fix that without tearing apart the power supply. Probably shouldn't have done this on a Celeron. Should have upgraded the CPU. Maybe I'll do something interesting. I'll actually show the system unit itself. This thing has more grain on it than whole wheat bread. Which is another reason why I use the older cameras, because the older cameras, not only do they have better image sensors, they don't have as much video grain. Have you noticed that? I mean, they have some. That's just a byproduct of the way that things work, but there's so much less video grain. It's unbelievable how much these modern cameras have video grain, and they all do. All of them. Even the professional ones. Of course, the professional ones have a little bit less, because they necessarily have a little bit less, because otherwise nobody would buy them, because what's the point? You might as well just get a consumer one if they're going to be no better, but... Oh, good lord, that is going to take forever. Init RAMFS tools. I wish there was a verbose mode, you know? That would be useful, a verbose mode. So you can see how little it's actually doing. Speaking of Q6600s, that's what I just happened to find sitting out. Hey look, it's finally finished. Are you going to focus or what? There we go. Apparently I've got quite a few of these Q6600s. Focus. Wow. Now it's installing the bootloader. My audience is rapidly disappearing. So they're not even going to get to see the good part. They're not even going to get to find out if the wireless card works, unless they watch the archive later on. That's the interesting part. Screw all this Linux install crap. I want to see a wireless card working. That's really sad, you know? Doing this just to see if a wireless card works. That is really sad. Oh well. It's what I'm doing. Process is done. Pretty much. So, there we go. You can hear just how loud that thing is when all the fans ramp up. I wonder what fan that is. I think it's a CPU fan. Zoom out, please. Wow, I just zoomed all the way in. Okay. Now, let's see. Here it comes. The Seagate hard drive in this also came out of one of those black case process machines. I do have a system exploration of one of them, the one that actually worked. Although I was going to keep that board, but I think that I'm going to just get rid of it because it's got bad capacitors. And it's reading the hard drive. So I wonder if it's actually going to start. Where's my mouse? My mouse is over there. Or did I just lock up like a boss? What if it just locked up? Because it's not really doing anything. I think if I remember right, that's supposed to blink. It shouldn't take this long. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I don't have enough time for this crap. So that's it. I guess you won't get to find out. Maybe I'll put it in the video description later when I do actually figure out if the wireless card's working. And, well, I don't really have anything else for you. So thanks for watching. Tune in next time for something. I actually don't know what I'm going to do next time. I'm starting to really run out of things to do.